Action and speed are synonymous with summer movies, and The Fast and the Furious is no exception. Starring Vin Diesel as the head of a street racing gang, the film delves into the adrenaline-charged world. Diesel tackles his rebellious role with a tough, complex style that's becoming his signature.
What are you smiling about?
Dude, I almost had you.
You almost had me? You never had me. You never had your car. Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. You're lucky that 100 shot of NOS didn't blow the welds on the intake.
It's so nice to have you back. Let's first talk about Fast and the Furious. Did you want to play the role of Dominic? Was that something that you felt was sort of close to your heart? This is a guy who's obviously, driving 170 miles down the LA streets. Kind of a rough character, but also a guy with a heart. What do you like about him?
Well, obviously, I'm attracted to roles like that because we see, there's a pattern. I'm attracted to anti-heroes of some sort or another.
Because they're the bad guy, and yet you spend the whole movie rooting for them to win. But then you're like, they're the bad guy.
Well, what's interesting about the Dominic character is he is the same person when you are introduced to him as he is in the end of the film. He's a guy with his own moral complexities, but lives outside of the law.
Fast cars and Paul Walker are back in Too Fast, Too Furious, the sequel to the 2001 hit movie The Fast and the Furious. Walker reprises his role as Brian O'Connor, an undercover LAPD detective who lost his badge and is now street racing in Miami. Paul Walker, good morning. Sweet move, by the way.
Thanks.
That was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
We only had to do that 3 times.
So. Sequels normally build, of course, on the whole issue of familiarity. Same cast, same director. You're the only familiar face we see in this movie.
Yeah, me and Tom Barry, actually. He plays Bilkins. He actually comes back as well.
And was that a risk when you found out Vin Diesel, for example, wasn't coming back? Did you kind of think, well, this may be an uphill struggle because it is a different movie?
Yeah, I think initially that was everyone's concern, because a lot of people attributed the success of the first one to Vin. But, apparently the fan base was there and the interest to see a sequel was there regardless as to whether or not he came back. So.
Well, you know what? Tyrese is back, delivering some laughs in the latest Fast and Furious franchise, Furious 7. Check it out.
But this right here, my friend, happens to be the stupidest idea I've ever heard of in my life.
I forgot that you were the only one to bring the plane down.
No. The only thing I've ever seen him take down was Noni's Denise. Remember? At prom?
Really, Brian?
Yeah.
You gonna do that right here? See, y'all trying to get me off my point.
Tell us about this film. It's a bittersweet situation, isn't it?
Well, honestly, we are very proud at the way it all came together in the end. And with the full support of our brother, the Angel, who we all miss and love dearly, and Paul Walker, his whole family supported the idea of moving forward. He had got through 85% of the movie before, his untimely transition, and there's a lot of sensitivities about how to move forward. I mean, none of us wanted to do press interviews because we didn't want anyone to think that we were thinking it was about us.
Or exploiting the situation.
Or coming off that way.
Right.
But when the family says we're in full support, and then both of Paul's brothers joined us to help finish the movie.
It's what he wanted.
Yeah,
he would have wanted, they said,
because he was never a selfish person. He would have never said, if anything happened to me, this whole thing stops, right?
Some turbocharged action's about to hit theaters when Furious 7 opens next week.
Cannot wait. Yeah. And Dwayne Johnson back, reprising his role as the elite diplomatic security service agent, Luke Hobbs.
You're under arrest.
Like I said, I'm here for the team that crippled my brother.
It was just one man. And he's standing right in front of you.
That's an example of just how much fun I have with this character, because he's able to say anything, and I enjoy saying, we create these lines that are meant to be absurd, and Daddy's got to go to work.
When you get ready for a movie like this, do you still have to train to do these kind of things?
I do, yeah. I mean, because yes, and so it just requires a good amount of time, especially so. For example, what Natalie was referring to, I have a massive fight scene with Jason Statham. We kick off the movie. Our goal was let's put a fight scene together that's going to steal the movie. That was the goal, and so we took probably about a month to rehearse, and it just requires, even though in the end the fight scene, which is a very long fight scene, lasts a good 2-3 minutes, it still requires a tremendous amount of work and strategy, and you want to make sure that the balance is right, and on top of that, you also want to make sure that you balance out great action with a line like, "There ain't but one man," and you put a little...
After 7 Fast and Furious movies, you'd think the team doesn't have room for new additions, but in The Fate of the Furious, Dom goes rogue, leaving room for Scott Eastwood's character to join the squad, and let's just say the getting to know you period is not without growing pains.
I'm in love.
Again, no. That's $1 million show car. The point is to not draw attention.
It's reverse psychology. Dom will never see it coming.
It's neon orange. The International Space Station will see it coming.
Scott, good morning. So you're in this franchise and you have to be like the good guy, the one who's trying to whip them into shape.
Yeah, I do. I have to enforce the rules.
And you're the protege of Kurt Russell's character.
Yeah.
And he's like Mr. Cool.
He is.
Did you say, like, can you give me some cool tips, Kurt Russell? Not that you need them.
Ooh, cool, man. Ooh, where do we start?
I know, right? He's got the glasses. He's the CIA agent.
I think I just tried not to say anything stupid every day in front of him.
How was it coming into this? Because obviously there have been the 7 movies that came before it, and now you're the new kid on the block. Is it like going to summer camp and you're like, you're like the new guy? Yeah.
First day at school.
Any hazing that we need to know about?
A little bit. Oh. A little bit, but all in good fun.
Yes.
All in good fun.